Hospital for your continued partnership. Your commitment to community aligns perfectly with the and fellow board member, First Lady Crystal Melton. Thank you for joining us on our mission to improving literacy across our city and the region. We understand how impactful the power of partnerships can be, and we're thrilled that you're here to share your time and your talents. And of course, to each and every.
Thank you, Lauren. Next, we will have Rick Wu from Methodist Hospital to give us the GLC advocate statement.
Good evening. My arms couldn't keep reaching my eyes. So, good evening. I'm Rick Wu. I'm the Vice President of Human Resources for Methodist, and I'm really honored to be here tonight to represent Methodist Hospitals and recognizing the Dairy Literacy Coalition for the very special work that they do in building basic language, health, and financial literacy here in the surrounding community. This year, Dairy's Literacy will reach 23 years of working towards its goal to make Dairy a reading city. Methodist has partnered with the coalition since its inception in 2009. And we're proud to support its important work by underwriting office space, providing volunteers to participate in programs, and our participation to reach out and read Dairy's book in hand to every mother of a newborn at Methodist Hospital. The missions of Methodist Hospital and Dairy Literacy are very tightly aligned, as literacy is a key component to a safe and healthy life, and as Methodist enters our second 100 years of healing service, our continued partnership is valued part of the efforts to improve the well-being of all the communities that we serve. Tonight's event is critical to the work of the Dairy Literacy Coalition. It's its major annual fundraiser, enabling the delivery of many services and activities we provide, including Read Across America, school programs like Learning Partners, expanding literacy events such as Book Club Extravaganza and Financial Literacy Day, and the Authors Road program, which is a great program that was local authors who share their books with the students and young people in our community. Through these very programs, it's amazing. The Dairy Literacy Coalition driven more than 40,000 books annually on families and children in Please join me in commending the Dairy Literacy Coalition board for its outstanding work and commitment. With a special thank you to the board's president, Laura Youngs, and for leadership to her leadership in engaging that group. And for the executive board Turkendall for his hard work and dedication on a daily basis in engaging Dairy Literacy out in instilling that need to learn and read within Dairy, and also for bringing us nine special events. Please give them a special round of applause. We are very grateful for all you do. And I want to take a moment to thank all you who are in attendance tonight. Your support is critical in helping the coalition to continue to provide children and families with books and other reading sources that they need. The Methodist family is proud to partner with the Dairy Literacy Coalition to meet its goal of ensuring that Dairy becomes and thrives as a reading city where every individual has access to literacy opportunities. Thank you so much. Thank you for attending and thank you for letting me please address you and tell you how proud we are to be partner with the Dairy Literacy Coalition.
Thank you, Rick. We definitely appreciate the continued support of Methodist Hospital. All right, on to one of the highlights of the evening. Our lovely keynote speaker, Crystal G. Melton, Gary, Indiana's first lady. Leading with heart, a visionary servant leader, compassionate mother, and empowering public speaker. A native of Hammond, Indiana, Crystal G. Melton is a woman of profound dedication both to her family as a wife and mother of four and to her community through her extensive professional and volunteer work. Crystal's academic journey led her to Northwestern University, where she graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science in 2004. Her thirst for knowledge and personal development propelled her back into academia, earning an MBA from Indiana Wesleyan University in 2013. Crystal's professional path began eventually in 2005, where she quickly demonstrated her leadership and interpersonal skills as a banking center manager and officer. Her career trajectory took a pivotal turn when she joined NISCO, initially as a contract specialist in labor relations department. Demonstrating exceptional skill and leadership, she was promoted in 2014 to the lead timekeeping department. Embracing the challenges and opportunities for growth, Crystal has transitioned to the role of senior operations support specialist, but beyond her corporate achievements, she contributes to the academic sphere as an adjunct professor in the School of Business at Ivy Tech Community College, where her excellence in teaching was recognized with a nomination for the 2022 Excellence in Online Teaching Award.
All right.
Now, those of you who know Crystal already know that her commitment goes beyond her professional life. She is a dynamic woman of God, a servant leader, generously offering her time, talent, and resources to uplift those around her. And some of her community involvement includes being a proud member of the Hoosier Women Forward, the Miller Community Fund, the Northern Indiana Federal Credit Union, and an active member of what? Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Gary on the chapter. The Northern Indiana chapter of Link Incorporated. Y'all, and her volunteer efforts will span across Northwest Indiana. She is also a lifetime member of the NAACP. All right, come on, barbershop.
All right.
2024 marked a significant milestone for Crystal and her family as her husband, Mayor Eddie Melton, was inaugurated as the 22nd mayor of Gary, Indiana. As the First Lady, she is dedicated to championing literacy, ensuring that youth of Gary have access to the resources they need to succeed. Her initiatives extend beyond empowerment, focusing also on physical and mental health of all Gary citizens. But she firmly believes that literacy is not just a skill, but a fundamental right that paves the way toward a more enlightened and prosperous future for everyone. She's a very, very busy lady, but she always makes time for her family, which is most important to her. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you First Lady of Gary, Indiana, Crystal Jr.
Thank you. Shanice, you made me sound amazing. I'm like, what's she talking about again? I also would like to thank Lori and the entire board for not only for asking me to be here and speak today, but also to welcome me as one of the newest, not the newest, board members. So I'm honored to serve alongside of you as we all work together to close the literacy gap that we have in our city. And then I want to give, of course, honor to my husband, the 22nd mayor of the great city of Gary, Eddie Melton, for your leadership and for your support. He also has members of his team here. So I just, again, thank them for their support and for being here today and all of the wonderful work that they're doing in the city of Gary. I know you all can see it. It is evident. And so I'm just grateful and proud of all of the work that they're doing. So give them a hand for all of the work that they're doing. And my best friend that came out, yes. And all of you, thank you so much for coming today and to work with us as we champion this great cause we call literacy. When I think of literacy, I think of freedom. Freedom is defined as the power or right to act, speak, or think as one wants without hindrance or restraint. It's also defined as the state of not being imprisoned or enslaved. Think of literacy as a path to freedom. Frederick Douglass once said, "Once you learn to read, you will be forever free." We are all here because we believe everyone should be free. We cannot leave one child behind. None of us are free until all of us are free. When Ed won the general election in November of last year, I immediately began to think about what cause I wanted to champion. And I had to look inward in my passion. And education has always been important to me. It was a focus in my household. My parents really made sure that it was just in the forefront of everything that we did. Even when I was having fun and we were playing games, they always turned it into a learning opportunity for me. I was a first generation college graduate. And so I thought, how can I be impactful in the education space? I wanted to start at the very foundation or the root of education, which to me is literacy. I started looking at the testing data for the schools. And some of the things alarmed me and saddened me because so many of our young scholars are reading below grade level. So how can we, and I think about us striving to be a greater Gary. How can we be a greater Gary if we aren't literate? And how can we build a stronger community through literacy? So I immediately started setting up what I called education listening tours. I visited every school, public school, several charter schools, as well as some faith-based schools, because I wanted to, if I was going to partner with the schools, I needed to understand their challenges. I needed to understand what was working well and how we could come alongside and partner with them as we work to close this gap, to give our scholars the resources that they need and they deserve. And what I learned a lot. It was very eye-opening for me, talking to administrators, talking to teachers, as well as students. But what I also learned was that it's not just our scholars, young scholars need help, but their parents. There are many parents who are illiterate as well. And I thought about that as a parent of four, and Shalice, talked about Eddie and I have 4 children. And I think about the years, and we have still 2 school-age children at home, but I think about the years of working with them. And, trying to, I think about our youngest Christian and working through math. And, the way they taught us math is not the way they teach math today, right? And so having to call the teacher and say, because I didn't want to confuse them, I can get the answer, but if she's teaching him a different way, so I had to learn the way in which she's teaching him so I can teach him and reinforce these things at home. I think of when Melanie came to me, and she's our youngest daughter, and she was in economics, and I love econ, but I had been taking an economics class since grad school. And so some of those concepts I couldn't remember, so I had to reteach myself so I could then help her. And I can think about the challenges that we have as educated parents. And my heart goes out to those parents who want to help their children and want their children to be successful, but they just don't have the knowledge and the resources to do so. I began also participating in different reading initiatives throughout the city, whether it was Roar to Read. I just finished up at Charter School of Dunes. I went in and led a few discussions over the book, The Skin I'm In, and the 8th graders and I were able to have a really robust discussion about the book. We were able to bring in a couple famous authors. Mamie Ali is one of them. And bringing her, and she's the daughter to Muhammad Ali, and being able to bring her in and the scholars to be able to read her book and to meet her. And to hear her story, and her father is obviously a legend, and to be able to not only do that, to read the book and meet her, but there's some of them also participating in writing essays. So not only are we reading, we're also writing, and goes hand in hand. And some of them were able to win gift cards for their essays. And so trying to bring the excitement back to reading. I was asked to come to 21st Century Charter School and speak to the 6th, 7th, and 8th graders about the importance of literacy. And, we had to really frank conversations about why they frankly just don't like to read. And me having a conversation about how important it is, how important literacy is, and how they should continue to read for the rest of their life to continue to gain knowledge. I also formed the First Lady's Literacy Task Force. And what that is a group of volunteers with the help of Dr. Stokes, our superintendent. It's a group of volunteers that goes into the schools and to help to read to our scholars and to assist our educators. We know that some of our schools may not have librarians, so we can go in and help in that aspect as well. So we're still trying to get volunteers, and we should be able to get that program off and running very, very soon. So these are some of the things that in the 10 months or so that Eddie has been in office, some of the things that I've been doing to help to close this gap, help to increase the literacy awareness. So why is literacy so important? And this is some of the conversation that I had with those 6th, 7th, and 8th graders when I went to talk to them. And why is literacy synonymous to freedom? I think of the Education Foundation. Literacy is the basis of all learning. It enables children to understand other subjects like math, science, history, economics, mechanics, you name it. I think about the economic opportunity that literacy brings. Literacy is directly linked to economic empowerment. People with strong literacy skills are more likely to secure stable jobs, earn higher income, and lift themselves and their families out of poverty. It gives someone the personal empowerment. Literacy helps individuals make informed decisions and solve problems. The social and civic engagement that it brings, literate individuals are more likely to participate in civic life, from voting to community involvement. Literacy promotes a better understanding of government, current events, and social issues, which fosters a more active and informed society. This is one that I think the young people didn't realize. But health and well-being, health literacy, being able to understand medical instructions, health news, and preventative care information is vital for managing one's health. Illiteracy can lead to misunderstandings about health care, medications, and nutrition, resulting in poor health. Breaking the cycle of poverty. Literacy has a multi-generational impact. Educated parents are more likely to prioritize their children's education, creating a lasting cycle of literacy that benefits entire communities and future generations. Last but definitely not least, and there are many, many other reasons, personal growth and self-esteem. Literacy builds confidence as people learn to express themselves and contribute to conversations and debates. I just participated in a small group reading. We were reading a book, it was a small group of students, and I read the first passage and kind of took turns. And so I didn't want to make them, I wanted them to volunteer to read. And some of the scholars were so excited, oh, I'm going to read. Some of them were a little hesitant. And so the second time we went around, they participated. And so as we were going around, there was a young scholar next to me, a little girl, and she leaned in and said, I can't read. And she looked down, and my heart immediately broke. Her confidence was shattered. She was embarrassed. And so for me at that moment, what was most important is making her not feel ashamed. And so when it came her turn to read, I told her, I said, we're going to do this together. we're going to read this together. I'm going to read it, and I need your help. So as I read, I need you to follow along and point at the words while I'm reading. And so you can tell it kind of lifted her spirits, and she was more excited to participate. But that was really heartbreaking for me, and it's an example of the lack of confidence that people have when they don't know how to read. These are just some of the reasons why literacy is important. In sum, literacy is the foundation for opportunity, empowerment, and progress, influencing every area. I cannot think of an area of my life where being literate is not important. I can't think of one. And helping individuals achieve their fullest potential. So, how can we build a stronger community through literacy? And these are just some ideas. Support the Gary Literacy Coalition. Support organizations that are doing the work. I volunteer with Lori, and we go to Williams School, and I've seen her firsthand. Lori's going to be there whether she has volunteers or not. And so she's doing this work each and every day, but she needs volunteers. She needs the organization needs the financial support. So supporting organizations like the Gary Literacy Coalition. Using our network and resources. Everyone in here has a network. We all have different backgrounds, we're different sectors and areas in our career. Utilizing those network and resources to promote literacy. Engage our elected officials, whether it's on a local, state, or federal level, in order to get resources here to our city. And also, this is a shameless plug, join the First Lady Literacy Task Force with me. You can volunteer. I feel definitely in need of volunteers as well. So the goal is through strategy, resources, and collaboration, support and inclusion to create a community where everyone can thrive. In closing, I challenge each of you to be a champion of literacy so we can be a greater Gary and a greater Northwest Indiana. Let's work together to overcome the literacy gap in our community so all of our scholars and their parents can be forever free. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful words from our first lady, Crystal. Now I got to follow that. So I'm going to say we got one last go for raffle tickets. If anybody's interested in raffle tickets, we got, where are our handlers? Okay, in the back of the room, we got, what's the prices of them again? All right, and we got the square if you want to pay by credit card, so let us know. I might have to run around the room 50-50. So while we are doing that, I am going to bring up our executive director, Lori Johnson Cookie. Did everyone, or is everyone having a wonderful evening? I know that you were so delicious. Did everyone eat that feeling? And what about the amazing crowds with the strolling magic? There's nothing because it's got a short time, so it's on you. But I'm here today to just talk about the focus of why we're here today. I have a tough act to follow. First Lady Crystal Milton, she took my speech. So everything that she said, it told. In addition to that, I also want to emphasize what we do here in the coalition. Just a little bit about our history. As Rick mentioned before, we've been around for 20 years. That's a long time. And all of it about the cause of literacy and bringing Gary and our surrounding communities into the literate world. And as First Lady said, it just makes our society better. And it does take a village. And you all are that village. And to our wonderful partners, Methodist Hospital, Chase Bank, Heritage School Corporation, the Best, and so many more that I cannot name. But every effort that is put into everyone, the benefits of it, I can't even explain. The children and our community get so much out of what we do. So I just want you all to take a minute and imagine all the things that you helped do, all the things that you know we do, they disappeared and they went away. And that is what would happen if very little folks who didn't get that funding to do the things that we do. We do not charge for our services. When I go out, because we want no barriers for literacy. In our area and in these tough times, sometimes it is a choice between bread or book. And we understand and we all know the importance of an education. But we have to take that message to those who don't. So all the efforts that you do helps us to make our world better. Let's not be selfish. We have gifts, we have talents, we have resources. This is how we make things better when we share with one another. And that can be sharing your time, sharing your finances, sharing our message. So for our partners, again, thank you so much. And then our volunteers. Now, always we volunteer readers, but sometimes our volunteers also come with other kinds of activities. It takes a lot to do a lot of these things. And I'm a one-person show right now. So everything that you see and everything that I do is always a collaborative effort. And there are always volunteers. So there are a few volunteers tonight that come into my office on a regular basis that you don't see them. They're not the leaders. They're not out helping the message, but they're definitely helping me to get that message out. And that would be Lois Outlaw. Comes into our office weekly and helps out. And then we also have Jennifer Jones. Now she's not here tonight, but she's another weekly, not monthly, not when I need her to be, but she has made a consistent commitment. And I have a new one coming in also now, Karen Carey. And then I have those who, when the call comes, and I need raffle ticket people, and I need someone to put labels on books, Joe Smile. I'm trying to call people that I know that I see that are here, but there are so many people. And another great volunteer we have, and I don't think she's lucky because she's the board president. Lord, she's a mad laborer. She can go about in about 10 minutes. She's fast. So just a few housekeeping also. If you didn't get a chance to give, you're here. My message, Rick's message, Crystal's message, Laura's message, touched your heart and you want to give more? On your table, there are cards and envelopes. Want to give a little extra? Go ahead and fill it out. I'll take it. Also, we are always wanting to do better and want to know what you think and how you can help us. So the green card on the table, that's the program evaluation. That helps me know that Lois is holding it. There you go. Lets me know how you like the evening, what we could be doing better, or what you'd like to see us continue to do. So please fill that out. People say, well, Lori, I don't always know how to get information for you, or I don't get your mail, I don't get your email. There is a contact card on the table. If you'd like to know what we're doing and you want to get first-hand knowledge, please put your information on the contact card and get it to the back table, one of my volunteers, someone is doing the raffle, so that I can get you on that number list, get you on that email list, for email blast, so you can also join us in other ways. The last thing is on the back table. I know some of you all are getting back there. And I'm in the room with family. We're all here because we all believe in the message of the mission of the Girl Music Coalition. And so what I have here is an opportunity for you to put the money, money where your mouth is, so to speak. Share the love of literacy. That's my table back there. There are books. These books aren't necessarily for you, but for somebody that you may know that you want to get them into literacy, that you want to help them to be a stronger reader, someone, a child or an adult. So the back of the room, go back there. I charge each and every one of you to get a book. Share it with the kids, share it with a neighbor, share it with a senior citizen, because it's not all about the children. We also do senior citizens too. That's brain development, keeps them sharp, keeps them bored, and guess what? We can learn something every day. It doesn't stop when we're in school. That's my mom, to learn something new every day. So before you leave tonight, make sure you get a book to share. Again, I would like to thank everyone who comes out. I hope you all had a wonderful time, and I hope to see you continue to support the Girl Music Coalition.